Hello traders, good morning, good afternoon and good evening depending upon your time zone. My name is Mohammed Azim and welcome to ReadyForex.com New York Forex Trading Session. I am going to present Elliot Wave Analysis and Forex Forecast. I mainly use Elliot Wave to trade and forecast the market, and I also use different Forex day trading systems. They are also available online in the form of online course. So if you are interested in making money in forex trading, check out my website. There are different ways to contact me. Okay, let's get started, and I'm going to also check out this terminal as well. Okay, EURUSD moved up. Well, this is what I was kind of expecting, and let me check out the radar screen first and see what's going on. Move this one away. Okay, first check out the trading method. Okay, the trading method that we should be using today is the euro dollar. Inside euro dollar, we should be using the sideways trading strategy. Okay, okay, let's take a look at aberration and see what's going on. Okay, Aussie dollar and the pound dollar, they actually hit some important levels. Same goes with the USDCAD and US dollar Swiss franc as well. Okay, let's check out the reversal. Okay, euro dollar actually hit some nice resistance levels, and we're getting kind of a um, reversal to the downside type signal over here, but I will check it out if there is really a signal for the sell or not, because right now the euro is going up and the USD Swiss franc is going down. I actually took a sell trade earlier today inside US dollar Swiss franc as well as in USD CAD currency pair. Okay, let's see what this scanner says. So euro USD is going up along with pound dollar. USD Swiss franc looks a bit bearish. USD yen is also going down. GBPJPY is going down. Euro yen is down. AUDJPY, NZDJPY, CHFJPY, they are down. CAD JPY is also down. AUDUSD and NZDUSD pairs, they are going up. USD CAD is falling down. Euro CAD is up. Euro GBP is up as well. Euro AUD is falling down. Let's see, GBP Swiss franc going down, and this dollar index is also falling down. Okay, so let's start with the euro dollar first, and let's see what's going on in euro. So the way I see euro dollar, I was expecting kind of a bullish leg in euro USD currency pair. We got it, and I think market is going to rise up more. It's not going to stop over here. It looks quite bullish. Let's take a look at time frame. I actually took a sell trade yesterday in euro dollar and closed that trade with a small profit. Look what happened in euro USD. This was the support level, and market clearly bounced from that particular support level, and then it moved up. Okay, so there was a false triangle breakdown. Let me show you. So this was the false triangle breakdown, and then market rallied up, and this means euro wants to go up more. Let's take a look at, okay, clear all of this thing and go over to a 1 hour time frame. So we got this big rally over here inside euro dollar currency pair. Looks quite bullish. So it seems to me the move is over in euro dollar currency pair. Let me zoom in a little bit. This is the old high over here, and we want the market to close the candlestick above 1.1729 level. Okay, then it would be a good sign that market wants to go up. These things could show you a false breakdown as well, or a false breakout, especially in euro, because people think that okay, euro is going up, so take, just jump into the market with a buy trade. Okay, well, the reality is a lot of times market goes in one direction and the next day it goes in an opposite direction. So the way I see, the trend is up in smaller time frames of euro dollar currency pair, but we need a breakout over here. So if this is the 1 hour chart, and I'm going to draw some trend lines over here. This is the old swing high over here, which price action is currently testing, and let's see how much euro dollar moved. So we got, roughly speaking, right around 152 pips bullish leg in euro dollar currency pair. Okay, now we need a bullish breakout over here first. It's not a good idea to buy at the current market. If you want to buy, you would have bought it somewhere down over here when I was showing you this support level right over here. This was the support in euro dollar 4 hour chart. Market just tested it and then rallied back up. Now it's actually hitting the resistance area, so it's not a good time to buy. Also, today is Friday, so market is going to close early, and then there comes the weekend, the Saturday and Sunday. Market will reopen at 5 p.m. EST time on Sunday. So not a good idea to buy now. And let's take a look at the So this one looks quite possible, by the way. If we get another bullish trading day, then the euro is going to rise up further to print this bullish leg over here, wave 3 leg. Okay, let me show you some of my trades. I lost some trades as well, but overall I made profit. Let me show you here. So this was the last trade in USDCAD. Close the trade with a profit. Where's the USDCAD? Here it is. Right away, it's now falling down. I took a trade at 1.3835 and I closed it, and you can see market is destroying some signs of struggle. So that is the reason why I closed it. And the US dollar Swiss franc trade right over here. This was a big collapse. Let me show you. But this trade also, my students and subscribers of my readyforex.com website, they also managed to catch this move over here. So let me zoom in a little bit. So this is where I took this trade, where this red color arrow is here, and then I closed the trade down over here. So I got about $2,894 profit. Then this one is a losing trade, the CAD Swiss franc trade, which actually took out the stop loss and then moved in my favor. Let me see where it is. Sorry, Swiss franc JPY trade. This one right over here. If I push this one over here. So this was the trade. You see market just take out the stop loss first and then rallied back up. Well, it happens, no matter how good you are, sometimes market is going to hit your stop loss and then start moving in your favor. So anyways, it happens. And I took a sell in euro dollar as well. This was the sell when euro was falling down 2 days ago. That was the trade. Let's go over to a 30 minutes time frame and zoom out a little bit. So down over here, this was a sell trade. So when I watched this bullish rally, I covered the trade. So overall, let me see how much money I made. Overall, I got about $2,266 profit. I do trades like here's a loss right over here, but I also win more as well. So it never bothers me to lose because I know I will make it right back. Right now, no open trade. Okay, let me close this one. Okay, so it seems to me euro dollar is trying to rise up over here, but some people they get fooled. Why? Because euro dollar is actually testing a resistance level. Okay, this was the support down over here, and if I remove all of this, okay, and zoom in a little bit, this is a simple support and resistance analysis. If you look at this area over here, market just closed one candlestick below the old swing low. This was the low, and all of those who took a sell trade right at this low, obviously they lost money, and they rallied up. So this is not a good time to dollar. If you should have bought it somewhere down over here using your day trading strategies. If you do not have a trading strategy, check out my website. Go to my website, readyforex.com. Let me show you the look over here. Okay, so go to my website readyforex.com and you can learn a day trading strategy from there. So here's the high right over here, and what was the uh, uh, trading method? The trading method suggested for the euro dollar, let me go back to the radar screen. The suggested trading method for the euro USD, let's go over to the radar screen. So sideways right up here. So sideways market, meaning it's not sideways market, or what I mean by that is use a sideways trading method. The word is also written over here, method, at the top in yellow color. So use a sideways trading method. There are basically two types of trading methods, and you know, I don't want to talk more about it, but I can tell you straight away by just simply looking at your currency pair that market is simply full of false breakouts. Okay, and all of those people who jump into the market, almost always they lose money. They might manage to win few trades here or there, but if you try to buy over here, if someone bought it right up there, what was the high? The high value was 1.1730. Okay, need to add the big display over here. Let's see, where's the big display? This one right over here. Okay, so if you look at this price, the current price is 1.1719. Okay, so if someone took a buy right at the high of the day, which we got at 1.1730, that person is obviously holding a losing trade. Okay, and goes with the downside. We got the break to the downside. All of those who took a sell trade based on this bearish candlestick close, obviously they lost money or they are still holding a losing trade. Okay, so this is a very simple trading strategy, and market simply tries to trick. It simply try to fool traders. Okay, in simple words, this is called head fake. And any of you who are interested to learn my day trading strategies, they can contact me via WhatsApp or via my website, and I will send you a video specially designed about this head fake or the false breakout. It's a 20 minutes video. FAL, false breakout. Okay, and the false breakout always happen when market cycle is sideways, or the trading method you should use is sideways. All of this is based on some of my own proprietary stuff. So head fake, also known as false breakout, and this happens quite often. And I can show you multiple head fakes over here. Let me show you another one. Let's go over here and let me first mark the chart. So down over here, this is the stop sign. Okay, so all of those who took a buy trade down over here, they lost money. Okay, so I just draw an arrow across actually. Okay, so all of those who took a sell over here, obviously they lost money. So I don't think so that I'm going to buy over here at the current market price. Okay, and I can show you some more examples. Let's see. Let me try to draw a simple trend line. Just a simple flat line like this one over here. Now who knows, maybe Monday we get a bullish breakout and then prices keep going up. That's fine. But today is Friday, today is not Monday. And the market is going to close after a few hours time. So I would prefer not to take any more trades. So this was a false breakout right up here. Okay, and if I show you another, here's another one down over here, and here's another one. So just on this chart I showed you about 4 false breakouts, or also known as head fake. Head fake is basically a term that people use in sports. Let's see why this one isn't working. Let's try again. Okay, it's actually moving this one down, no problem. Okay, so all of these were false breakouts, and if you know how to trade with these breakouts, meaning the false breakouts, or do not fall into the trap of a false breakout, then you will save yourself from losing money. And secondly, if you know how to trade it, you are actually going to end up making profit. Let me show you the trade which I did in US dollar Swiss franc, and the Swiss franc went up. Look what happened. This was a failure right over here where I draw this green color bar or the rectangle over here, and I actually took a sell trade right at this point, and all of my students, all of my paid subscribers, uh, they also took a sell and they made profit. And I can show you a proof as well. Yes, give me a second over here. Okay, let's go over to the other part. Over to the desktop. Which is FXCL. And you can put this one away for time being because I have to close the previous window over here. And regarding the US dollar Swiss franc, let me show you the Swiss franc sell trade. So we got the bullish breakout actually in US dollar Swiss franc. People were thinking that USD Swiss franc is going to rise up, and what happened is that was just a false break. That's all, and market simply fooled traders. We got a top inside US dollar Swiss franc currency pair, and I was actually looking at the USD Swiss franc at that time. So instead of taking a buy in euro, actually took a sell inside US dollar Swiss franc currency pair. So here's the terminal right over here, and where's the Swiss franc chart? USD Swiss franc chart right over here. So this was the trade. Let me highlight it. This is the trading account history. That's the trade right at right hand bottom corner. So I took a sell trade over here, and if I zoom out a little bit and actually go over to a 4-hour time frame, then you will see on this trading terminal as well. Let's go over to a 4-hour chart. That this was a failure, and people were jumping in with a buy, and I saw this one coming actually, that market is going to create a failure. So let me show you what happened over here. Here. Over to the parameters, and here. So this was a false breakout to the upside, and all of those who took a buy trade, they lost money. I made profit, and let me calculate how many pips I made on this one. So here's the calculator. My sell entry was in USD Swiss franc. Let's move this one. Okay, what was the sell? 0.8081. Okay, 80. Now just calculate only 80. Okay, so 80 minus close the trade at 8033. So I got about 47 pips profit. That's all. 47 pips profit, and I took a trade in Swiss franc. So let me write it down. How many pips I got? In dollar amount, it's actually 2,894, but let's just write it down, the pips. So plus 47 pips profit inside US dollar Swiss franc currency pair. And for those who actually lost money today, I would suggest you to think seriously about this business. Forex trading is a very serious business. It's not for everyone. Okay, and if you want to learn it, learn it. Get some training, get some education, do a little bit practice to gain experience, then comes the confidence. Otherwise, Forex is not an easy business. People lose a lot of money in trading. So these are some of my trades, and I don't feel any shame to show you that I got a loss over here yesterday, but that was 1100 loss. I also got some more losses. Here's the $1,300 loss, and then I also got 730 and 730 in two trades. So that also covered the loss and made a little bit extra as well. So losing trades, they're part of the business. But the main idea is to lose less and win more. So every week when you close the week, you should be in profit overall. Okay, and if you're losing money, then there is something going wrong. Maybe you do not have a correct trading strategy, or maybe you do not have a discipline to and patience to follow your trading plan. Okay, so okay, let's see what else we have. So this right, this was a head fake, a false out to the upside, and let me see if I could draw some over here to show you. Now, why I'm talking about this, because right now the Swiss franc is actually hitting a support level, and I understand that some people are jumping into the market with a sell trade at the current market price. This is not a good time to sell inside the US dollar Swiss franc currency pair. It might go down, but it's a bit risky. So this was a high. Let me draw a down arrow over here. Here it is. And let me draw that one. Okay, here's the another one. So these are the two arrows, and they shows we got two swing highs and market took out the high. Now how do I know all of this information in advance that market is probably going to create a failure? uh, I showed you the radar screen earlier. Let me go down over here. If we go over to the radar screen indicator, I do use, some custom design technical indicators I created myself. I did all the coding and designing. Okay, go over to the, oh no, it's clicked on a different one. By the way, this is the long-term chart of euro dollar, expecting further upside. Okay, go over to the radar screen. Okay, so if you go over to the radar screen indicator, the US dollar Swiss franc is showing under the trading method sideways. So Swiss franc, yes, at the left hand side area, this is it, under below GBPUSD, it's sideways. So I knew it in advance that euro dollar and the USD Swiss franc, they are going to create a false breakout, and people are going to get fooled by the buy trap and sell trap, and it's a good idea to wait outside. So I waited outside, and instead of going with the breakout, I did the opposite, but with the trading strategy. I mean, I didn't just jump in. So radar screen told me, this indicator told me that market is sideways, and we are most likely going to get a false breakout inside euro dollar and US dollar Swiss franc currency pairs. So that was the logical reason behind taking a sell trade inside the US dollar versus Swiss franc currency pair. Okay, let me close this calculator. So the way I see right now at this point in time, let me go over to the other end. Okay, so US dollar franc is hitting the 0.8021 level. I don't think it's a good idea to sell at the current market price. First of all, it's not a good idea to sell now because market is probably oversold, and the move is probably over. And secondly, this whole thing could turn into a false breakdown as well again. Okay, so this whole thing could fail as well. Okay, it's it's very uh, easy approach if you know how to trade with the false breakout. But this market is nasty. Market can do whatever market wants to do to kick out the stop loss first and then start going in your favor. This is exactly what I got with the Swiss franc yen trade. Let me show you that trade as well. Go over to the Swiss franc yen, and I got $1,000 loss on Swiss franc yen, and I was showing you the trade earlier. Go up here, CHF JPY, go up a little bit. So Swiss franc JPY, here's a chart. Market took out my stop loss. If I zoom in a little bit, you guys could easily notice that right at this down arrow and took out the stop loss first, and then price action moved up. So I was right, but market doesn't care. So right at this low, swing low over here, it took out the stop loss, then it rallied up. That was a different trade. It was the trend following stuff, but market. Sometime it happens, you are right, but market take out your stop loss first, then goes into favor. Good thing is I managed to catch the US dollar Swiss franc sell trade that was based on a false breakout. Okay, give me a second. Someone just sent me a message. Let me see. One second. Okay, so the USD Swiss franc, I don't think it's a good idea to take a sell now. And people see a big move, they jump, they sell. So here's a another, this whole thing could turn into a false breakdown. Let me show you a recent example that we got in US dollar Swiss franc on the same chart, same time frame, same currency pair. Let me show you this thing. Few days ago we got a big drop inside US dollar Swiss franc, and all of those who took a sell trade, all of them lost money. Whosoever tried to trade with this break right over here. Let's go back a little bit. This one, this is the breakout. Right over here. And when people see this type of big drop in price action, big washout to the downside, people think that okay, market is falling down, so take a sell trade, take a dive into the market, and price usually goes in an opposite direction. This is what exactly happened. We got a break to the downside, and then what happened is price action rallied up in two stages. We got two legs over here. These are basically in terms of Elliott wave, this is called retracement or a correction, whatever you want to name it. And then market dropped back down after taking out the stop losses of all the sellers. So all of those who took a sell trade down over here at this green color rectangle, they lost money, and then market dropped lower. Okay, so that is the reason I mentioned that it's not a good idea to look for a sell trade at the current market price in US dollar Swiss franc. If you want to sell it, you should have sold it earlier. Let me go over here and delete some of these trend lines. Okay, so let's take a look at US dollar index. By the way, the US dollar index is recommended strategy is also sideways trading strategy. Let me show you the US dollar index. Let's start with the daily. Here's the daily. We got a rally, then price drop. The way I see it's going to drop even further. We have a support down over here. Now who knows, maybe market is going to just bounce from these lows and it goes back up one last time and show a big surprise to all the sellers. That's possible. That's trading. Okay, so pound dollar. The next one is the pound dollar. Let me go over to the GBPUSD currency pair. GBPUSD, we got a pullback. After a pullback, market rallied up. Well, look what happened. It bounced clearly from the round number right over here, 1.34 double, and here comes another false breakdown in GBPUSD currency pair. I show you the 4-hour time frame, you will get an idea that there was a false break to the downside and market just simply fooled traders, and all of those who took a sell trade, obviously they lost money. Okay, let me draw a simple trend line. Let's take this one. And I'm going to draw a simple flat trend line over here. This is the 4-hour chart of GBPUSD currency pair, and market simply took out the low, and when everyone was thinking, or most of the traders were thinking, that the trend is down and sell, market just took a U-turn and went in an opposite direction. And I will show you the radar screen indicator in a second. You will get an idea that the radar screen was telling me that it's a sideways trading strategy type market. Use a sideways trading strategy. The difference between a trending market environment and sideways market environment, and there's also a difference between a trend following trading strategy and sideways trading strategy, meaning you trade differently with a sideways trading method as compared to if you try to use a trend following trading strategy. So this was a failure right over here, false breakout to the downside, and all of those who took a sell trade, price went back up. Okay, and let me show you the radar screen indicator. If I go to file, so if you check out the radar screen indicator, the GBP USD sideways. So the suggested method is to use a sideways trading strategy inside GBP USD currency pair. Okay, so this is how I know in advance. The whole idea is to stay one step ahead in the game. And I think all of my followers, all of my viewers, my YouTube channel subscribers, they should have a pretty good idea how they are going to trade today. Okay, so this was a nice failure. Now let's go to the Aussie dollar, but before I do, let me tell you that it's quite possible, and people don't expect this to happen by the way, but it happens sometimes, that we got this big bullish rally over here inside GBPUSD currency pair, and everyone is thinking to take a buy trade, or some people think okay, they missed up, this big rally over here. It's quite possible that GBPUSD currency pair could fall back down and even show a new false breakdown or a failure. Price action tries to retest the market. What I mean by that is, let me draw a trend line so you get an idea. It's also possible that price action inside GBPUSD currency pair, from starting from Monday, you get a drop in price action, and very few traders expect this to happen. This one is also possible. Okay, so if you want to buy it, wait for a pullback. We might get a complete bearish pullback that even takes the today's level. Okay, but this kind of pullback is also possible. So maybe on Monday I'm actually going to take a sell trade inside euro dollar and GBP USD currency pair. Okay, maybe if I get a setup. If I do not get a setup, then obviously no trade. Okay, but this is something that I want to tell you, that it's quite possible that price action could uh, drop from current levels, and very few traders basically expect it. Or maybe market just keep firing up and keep going up. Okay, this one is also possible. So forecast is there, but there is a difference between forecasting the market and trading the market. Okay, next one, let us take a look at AUDUSD currency pair. Go over to the daily chart of Australian dollar versus US dollar, and Aussie dollar dropped and a false breakout. Let me show you. This was the green arrow, and it seems to me, I would say it's highly possible that Aussie dollar is going to drop maybe tomorrow, I mean on Monday, or maybe on Tuesday. Okay, Let me show you the failure, in other words a false breakdown that we got inside AUDUSD currency pair. Okay, this is actually a three-wave move to the downside. Three-wave moves are corrective wave structures. So we got a new low in market with a three-wave. That's something you need to really careful about it. Okay, so here's a failure. All of those who took a sell trade, obviously they lost money. Market fired up. Now maybe on Monday I would prefer to look for a sell trade if I get a sell trade setup in Aussie dollar currency pair using the smaller time frames. Okay. Next one is the NZDUSD currency pair. By the way, the daily chart, it looks quite possible that we could get. Let me show you. Let me explain it a little bit. If I zoom out a little bit over here, yes. It is also possible that Aussie dollar is probably going to uh, rise up more and creates a false breakout. Okay, let me zoom in. Goes up a little bit more, and in terms of Elliot Wave, this is called the flat pattern, expanded flat. There are three types of flat patterns in terms of Elliot Wave. But if you can't remember the names and their characteristics and properties, that's fine. At least you can remember that market creates false breakouts. So this one looks quite possible. This is the forecast, and I do have another Elliott wave count as well. I will see if I could manage to upload a forecast after this live stream related to Aussie dollar currency pair. So this one looks quite possible. It suggests that market is going to just turn around on Monday, and then it's going to drop after that. So this is a possible analysis, and second wave count, by the way, suggests that Aussie dollar is just going to leave this as a long spike, and it could fall after that from current price level. Next one is the NZDUSD currency pair, daily time frame. Go over to the daily chart. So NZDUSD daily time frame, another failure, another false breakdown, and market rally up. These things, by the way, you usually try to trick traders. If you check out this 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, price action did not clear this thing. So probably on Monday I would be looking for a trade setup inside NZDUSD currency pair, but not today, not right now at the current market price. No trade setup at this point in time. Next one is the US dollar Swiss franc. Let's see, where is the chart of USD Swiss franc? Here. So US dollar Swiss franc still trying to move sideways, and the 4 hour is just keep showing. I actually discussed it already, that how we got the false breakout in US dollar Swiss franc. So let's just move on to the spot gold. I even showed you my sell trade in USD Swiss franc, that how I made profit in Swiss franc. Okay, so XAU USD pair. Next one, spot gold. Spot gold is probably going to drop. Uh, Today it moved up. Maybe tomorrow Spot gold is not breaking right above this blue color trend line over here, to me it is still a downtrend. It could fall low. Sometimes market just goes back up, test this trend line. Let me move the mouse up a little bit. This is the rising trend line that we have in gold. So sometimes market just tests this trend line and then falls back down. Next one is the XAGUSD, the spot silver. So daily XAG. Okay, this was okay. Spot silver, I was looking for a pullback. I did not get it, but I still have a sell trade plan over here. So maybe on Monday I'm going to look for a possible sell trade in spot silver. The bullish rally that we got today in spot silver, it could fail as well. What that is, I'm going to draw a simple let's draw a rectangle over here. Okay, this is the rectangle. We got this bullish breakout, and this bullish breakout could fail as well, and very few people expect a failure, and when people don't expect it, usually right at the time market goes in an opposite way. So it looks quite possible that spot silver is going to print a top and then it's going to drop. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, next one, USDCAD. Okay, US dollar CAD, it actually hit the Fibonacci retracement level right over here, 1.3922. We got an exact hit, and now market is falling down. This is telling me that USDCAD is probably going to drop more on Monday as well, or it might try to rise back up, retest this level one more time, and then goes back down after taking out the stop losses of all the sellers. Meaning there are some people who are still selling in USDCAD today. So who knows, maybe on Monday market goes back up, take out the stop losses of all the sellers, and then comes back down. That's possible. So USDCAD is actually falling down. We got a big washout to the downside. This is what I've told you yesterday, that USDCAD is going to rise up more. Okay, and I also draw this green color trend line that USDCAD is probably going to rise up. So we got this big washout to the downside. Expect some sort of a retracement or a pullback in price action. It also looks quite possible. Next, let's take a US dollar yen, which is probably going sideways. Yes, the support is actually down over here in US dollar yen, so market just rallied up and then falls back down today. I expect more sideways price action in US dollar Japanese yen currency pair. Next one, let's look at GBPJPY. GBPJPY is still waiting for a false breakout over here, and once we get it, that would be a potential sell trade plan right up over here inside pound versus Japanese yen currency pair. Next, let us take a look at euro versus JPY currency pair. Euro yen probably trying to drop. Yes, it is. Let's go to a 4 hour. This was the sell trade plan right up there. So we are most likely going to get some sort of a retracement. Actually, this whole pattern looks like to me some kind of a correction. Okay, let me uh, go back to the chart again, the euro yen chart. So looks like to me some kind of a corrective wave going on, and market wants to waste more time first before we get a sizable decline. So I'm going to leave it as it is for the time being. Swiss franc JPY, let's take a look at CHF versus Japanese yen currency pair. Go over to a daily time frame. Swiss franc JPY is still waiting for the market to drop around 179.58 level. Next, let us take a look at AUDJPY. Australian dollar versus, yes, we got the pullback and now it looks bullish. The way I see, AUDJPY is probably going to rise up. Next one is the Euro AUD. Euro AUD, we got the bullish rally. I'm still waiting for a pullback. So far, no pullback, no sizable pullback, I would say. Next, let us take to DI crude oil. Crude oil was going up actually yesterday. Okay, so we got a retest at 63.70 level. This is the daily time frame of WTI crude oil. This is what I've told you guys yesterday, that crude oil is probably going to rise up. Overall, the trend is down, but downtrend does not mean that you just take a sell trade at any point in time. You need some sort of a retracement, some sort of a setup, and once you get that, then you use your own day trading strategies to time your entry. Okay, so probably on Monday, market is going to print a top and it's going to start the decline, or we might get maybe a hike in the market. Okay, it might tries to go up a little bit more before it actually. Okay, let's take a look at AUDUSD currency pair. AUD is still trying to uh, move sideways. I'm waiting for a pullback to join an uptrend in AUD. So far, no pullback. So, waiting outside. Next one is the Euro versus Canadian dollar. Let's take a look at Euro CAD currency pair. Euro CAD is going up as long as price action is not breaking the support level. To me, it's an uptrend, and I expect more upside in Euro CAD currency pair. Next one is the Euro GBP. Euro GBP must be going up because Euro showed us quite a bullish leg today. It could fall on Monday as well, but inside this pair, the Euro GBP, yes, it did go up. And this was my forecast as well. Yesterday I told you guys that Euro GBP is going to rise up more, so expect more upside. So this was the setup. This is what I've told you guys. Expect more upside in Euro GBP, and then market is going to provide us some sort of a sell setup up there, but not at this point in time. Probably on Monday or Tuesday we get a sell setup in Euro GBP currency pair. Next one is the GBPCAD. Okay, GBPCAD looks bullish. I'm actually waiting for a pullback in GBPCAD, some sort of a breakdown. Once we get a decisive break to the downside, then I would prefer to look for a sell trade in GBPCAD currency pair, but for the time being, waiting outside. Okay, so let me show you the today's trade, the US dollar Swiss franc trade, and then we end the today's session as well. So this was the sell trade right over here, 47 pips profit inside US dollar Swiss franc. I also tried another trade in USDCAD, but I closed it because the USDCAD was trying to, move a little bit sideways. This one goes over. Let's move on to the, okay, so USDCAD. Here you see my sell was at 1.3834 and price was just going sideways, so I closed it. Okay, that's pretty much it for the time being from my side, and I will see you guys on Monday. And if you like the live stream, hit the like button and subscribe button as well. So that's it from my side. Nice day, and